morning of day 29, and it's another rainy day, but not too bad yet. I'm hoping that I don't get too wet today, and I just have a relatively short hike planned today, and I'm actually have made arrangements for the shuttle to pick me up at Indian Graves Gap to bring me back to Uncle Johnny's, where my tent is still pitched. So this will be another slack pack day for me. So despite the rain, it should be a fairly easy day. It's all uphill, however, and so it will be a bit of a challenge. And looks like I'm approaching some train tracks up here. So let me see where the trail, looks like the trail continues over the other side here. Let me get over the tracks. So yeah, it is going to be all uphill, but I'm just going to take it easy. My shuttle's not going to be there to pick me up until 2 o'clock, which should allow me to keep a fairly easy pace as long as the grade doesn't get too steep. So I'll check in a little bit later today and let you know how things go. Today's today 40, and it's a super day. In fact, a super 8 day. I'm taking it 0 just to rest my knees a little bit, and walk into the market there and resupply for the next 5 days or so. Not on the trail today. Just sort of like living it up in a hotel room, watching a little TV and chilling out. This is the start of day 41, and I'm going to try to get in 16 miles today to a place called Greasy Creek. And at least the first part of the day is going to be pretty steep uphill, and then just sort of some smaller ups and downs, I think, for the rest of the day. I'll have to take another look at far out just to confirm that, but definitely for the first, I think, hour and a half, I'm going to be going uphill, and that's the way it typically is. So I'm used to that. So yeah, we'll see what day 41 brings me. Okay, looks like I just made it over my big climb. It was a bit more than I was planning. It took almost 3 hours actually to get to that peak, but now the rest of the day will be just sort of some smaller ups and downs. So, I'm in a bunch of pines right now. The forest is a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit harder for me to see further down the trail and around and being aware of my surroundings. So, which reminds me, My friend Navajo Joe is maybe a couple of days. I was kind of wondering where she was when I got to, where was it? Uncle Johnny's. I was sort of thinking maybe she would keep up with me until then. But I found out, asking somebody about her, she had a bear encounter. And she was walking along and kind of spooked a baby bear that ran up a tree next to the path. And of course, Mama Bear was not far away and created a bit of a situation. So Navajo Joe had to sort of back off the trail and go back the other way. And I'm not sure exactly how the situation resolved, but it cost her at least a day or two of hiking, I think, trying to avoid that bear situation. So, and yeah, what caused me to think about this, I'm in such thick brush right now with these little pines amongst all the larger trees here. Makes it hard for me to see and be aware of my surroundings. So, I'm a lot more cautious in terms of my looking around, just to make sure that there's no mama bears trying to protect their baby bear anywhere near. And also me talking right now and making a bit of noise can help avoid situations like that, because generally speaking, if a bear is aware of your presence, they will go the other direction, unless, of course, you get between them and cub. So, yeah, I am anticipating the rest of my hike today to be a bit easier than the first part of my hike, these first 3 hours. I've got at least another 5.5, 6 if the trail gets nasty, hours of hiking today. All right, it's day 42. I've been hiking about an hour, and I think I'm going to be hiking for maybe about 8 hours more today to get to my destination. I stayed at a place called Greasy Creek Hostel last night. Kind of a different hostel. It was very, well, let's say rustic, and I was the only one there. It was, I think mainly because it's over half a mile off the trail, actually, and down. So I had a big hike up just to get back to the trail this morning. But it's owned and operated by a woman named Cece, aka Connie, and she's 72 years old and has run the hostel for several years, I guess. And I think she's thinking that this might be her last year, since she's getting older, and the hostel's definitely rustic. But she only charged me $25, and not just a bed and a nice warm shower, but she fixed me a dinner consisting of a chicken pot pie and a salad last night, and then fixed me a breakfast this morning with grits and eggs and turkey bacon and fruit cup, and that was delicious and very nice. And Connie is a really unique woman, lots of energy for a 72-year-old woman, talks a lot, but a really nice character. So yeah, I had a really fun stay at Greasy Creek Hostel last night. So I'll be heading up to, I'll be camping out in my tent tonight if I get to the destination that I have set aside. So yeah, here's the beginning of day 42. Summits for today, and I still have, I think, a little more than 3 miles to go before I get to Stan Murray campgrounds, where I plan to spend the night. But you know, another great view. So I thought I would do another video, and then I'll probably check in one more time once I get to Stan Murray. So this will be the end of another pretty big day of a lot of uphill. And so two big hiking days in a row. And then tomorrow is going to be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to plan to check into a hostel called Mountain Harbor, which has really good reviews. And supposedly they have a terrific breakfast in the morning. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. But tonight and tomorrow morning is going to be on the trail in my tent, and probably some oatmeal for breakfast. So, all right, so I'll check in again once I get to the Stan Murray campgrounds. All right, this is day 43. I actually yesterday did not do a end of the day vlog because by the time I reached Stan Murray campgrounds, there was a pretty drastic change in the weather. It had gotten quite a bit colder and some very high winds. And in fact, about I think a little after sunrise this morning, it got so windy that it literally blew my tent over, pulled the stakes out of the ground, and my tent went over. So I decided, well, I guess it's time for me to start packing up. And so I just packed up and started going. I've been going for about 2 hours now, hoping that the weather would get a little bit better. But it's still got this, I'm not sure if it's sleet or rain or what. It hasn't made up its mind whether or not it's cold enough to snow or whatever. It's going to be wet. Yeah, there's kind of like these little pellets that, I don't know if it's sleet or rain, but by the time it hits me, it's a little raindrop. So, yeah, and I've got at least another 3.5 hours to go today. It's going to be a relatively short day, thank goodness. I still have another pretty good climb that I'll be starting here in about 15 minutes or so. Then once I get that climb done, it'll be mostly downhill. So, yeah, this is another one of those embrace the suck days. Okay, yeah, it is an embrace the suck day, but this area was kind of nice looking, a little treacherous walking through on the stones. Normally I would be using my trekking poles at this point, but I just thought this part of the trail looked really nice and wanted to get a little bit of a video. Like I said, normally I'm using my trekking poles right now to get over some of these larger rocks and stuff because it's a little bit safer, but I hope you enjoy this video. Today I thought was going to be a pretty easy day, but it turned out to be kind of a tough day. But I ended up here at Mountain Harbor, and I'm camped right next to this really nice stream, and I was able to get a nice dinner at a restaurant and back to my tent, where I will turn in for the end of day 43.